I, 30M, recently found out that I was adopted, and I'm struggling to come to terms with it. Here's what happened. Growing up, I always felt a bit different from my family. My parents, Tom and Susan, were loving and supportive, and I had a relatively happy childhood. There were moments when I noticed them sharing secretive glances, which left me puzzled, but I never suspected anything serious. On my 30th birthday, my parents invited me over for a special dinner. I arrived expecting the usual celebration, but instead found them sitting at the dining table with somber expressions and a large envelope in front of them. Max, there's something we need to tell you, my dad began, his voice trembling. My mom reached out and took my hand, her eyes filled with tears. We've wanted to tell you for so long, but we didn't know how. You were adopted, Max. I felt like the ground had been pulled from under me. I stared at my parents, the people who had raised me and loved me, and who had kept this monumental secret from me for 3 decades. Adopted? I repeated, my voice shaking with a mix of anger and confusion. Why didn't you tell me sooner? My mom squeezed my hand harder. We thought it was for the best. We didn't want you to feel different or unwanted. But as you grew older, it became harder and harder to find the right moment. The right moment? I echoed, pulling my hand away. You had 30 years to find the right moment. Do you have any idea what it feels like to find out your entire life has been a lie? My dad looked down, his face lined with guilt. We're sorry, Max. We thought we were protecting you. I stood up abruptly, the chair scraping against the floor. Protecting me? By lying to me? You took away my choice to know who I really am. You kept my identity from me. I grabbed the envelope and stormed out of the house, ignoring their pleas for me to stay. When I got home, I tore the envelope open with shaking hands. Inside were my adoption papers, information about my birth parents, and a letter from my biological mother explaining why she had given me up. As I read through the documents, a wave of emotions crashed over me. Anger, betrayal, sadness, and an unexpected sense of relief. I had always felt different, and now I knew why. But the knowledge came at a high price. Days turned into weeks, and I struggled to come to terms with my new reality. I avoided my parents' calls and texts, needing space to process everything. Eventually, I knew I had to confront them again, to try and find some way to move forward. When I finally returned to their home, my parents welcomed me with open arms, tears streaming down their faces. I took a deep breath and said, I don't know if I can forgive you right now, but I need to understand why you made the choices you did. We talked for hours, shedding tears and sharing stories. I learned about their fears and their love for me, even if it had been misguided. Slowly, I began to see that while they had made a grave mistake, they had also given me a loving home. It will take time to heal, but I'm willing to start somewhere. Rebuilding trust won't be easy, but it's a journey I'm willing to embark on. After all, family is more than just blood. It's about the bonds we have built over a lifetime.